Hello students, I am Sai Baba here. So now I am going to start the topic simple harmonic motion. So in this class I will be discussing the introduction part of the simple harmonic motion, that is the basic elementary theory part of the simple harmonic motion. Please don't write running notes when I am discussing the theory. So I will be showing the notes in a systematic manner in my next class. That is, I will be showing the PowerPoint presentation, I mean the typed form or printed form of the notes for simple harmonic motion in my next class. So in this class, I would like to discuss the term simple harmonic motion and related and the general equation for linear simple harmonic motion. So before you go through this lesson, before you listen simple harmonic motion, in case you have not gone through the earlier class in general circular motion, I mean introduction part of uniform circular motion. So it is necessary for you to be familiar with the equations for a particle uniform circular motion. So at first I would like to discuss the terms periodic motion, oscillatory motion, and simple harmonic motion. At first I am going to discuss the terms periodic motion, oscillatory motion, and simple harmonic motion. Periodic motion at first. If the motion repeats at regular intervals of time, then it is called as periodic motion. If the motion repeats at regular intervals of time, then it can be called as periodic motion. So the motion of a particle which repeats at regular intervals of time can be called as periodic motion. For example, if a particle moves in the circular path with uniform speed, suppose if the particle moves in the circular path with uniform speed, then the circular motion is said to be uniform circular motion. So the uniform circular motion can be considered as an example for periodic motion. The time taken by the particle to complete one revolution in the circular path is called as the time period of revolution. The time taken by the particle to move once around circular path or to complete one revolution in the circular path is called as the time period of revolution. So the time taken by the particle to move once around the circular path or complete one revolution is called time period of revolution, denoted by capital T. As you might have studied in uniform circular motion, if the angular speed is denoted by omega, in uniform circular motion, the angular speed omega can be written as 2 pi by time period of revolution, or time period of revolution can be written as 2 pi by omega. So when the motion repeats at regular intervals of time, then it is called as periodic motion. Oscillatory motion. If the particle oscillates, means travels back and forth or to and fro about a fixed point, then it is called as oscillatory motion. So if the particle moves back and forth or travels to and fro about a fixed point, then it is called oscillatory motion. That means if the particle moves along the same path back and forth or to and fro, then it is called oscillatory motion. For example, if a child swings on a swing, so that during each swing, the child moves, if we consider a child which swings on a swing here, so that the child repeatedly moves along same path to and fro or back and forth about the lowest position. That is called oscillatory motion. So, if the particle or object moves along same path back and forth or to and fro repeatedly, that is called oscillatory motion. This point about which the particle oscillates, we usually call it as mean position for oscillations or center of oscillations. Next, I am going to discuss our main term simple harmonic motion. Remember that every example of periodic motion need not be. Every example of periodic motion may not be an example for simple harmonic motion. So every example for periodic motion cannot be considered or may not be an example for simple harmonic motion. But simple harmonic motion is definitely periodic. In the same way, every example for an oscillatory motion, every example of oscillatory motion cannot be considered an example for simple harmonic motion. So every oscillatory motion need not be simple harmonic motion. Every periodic motion need not be simple harmonic motion. But simple harmonic motion is both periodic and oscillatory. So there is one mathematical condition which the oscillating particle has to satisfy for the oscillatory motion to be simple harmonic. So if you consider, so of course in simple harmonic motion we discuss two types of SHM. SHM is a short form for simple harmonic motion. Probably you must be familiar that. We are going to discuss, there are two types of SHM we discuss. One is linear simple harmonic motion and second one is the angular simple harmonic motion. Of course, most of the examples and problems and cases which we are going to discuss are come under linear simple harmonic motion. So when we are nearing the completion of the chapter, in the last I also discuss about angular SHM in the last. But at present now in this class and for next few classes I am going to confine my discussion for linear simple harmonic motion. So a particle performing linear simple harmonic motion oscillates to and fro or back and forth about a fixed point which I denoted by O in the figure. That means every example for simple harmonic motion is also an example for oscillatory motion. Every example of simple harmonic motion can also be considered an example for periodic motion. But every example of periodic motion need not be simple harmonic motion. And every example of oscillatory motion need not be an example for simple harmonic motion. But simple harmonic motion is both oscillatory and periodic. That means when the particle moves to and fro, the particle performing linear simple harmonic motion oscillates to and fro or back and forth about a fixed point such that the external force on the particle at any instant is always directed towards that fixed point. and proportional to the displacement from the fixed point. Here in the figure, I have shown here O is the fixed point about which the particle oscillates to and fro, which we call as mean position or center of oscillations. The two endpoints of the straight line up to which the particle moves on either side of this mean position, they are called extreme positions. The two end positions or end points of the straight line along which the particle oscillates, the two end points are called extreme positions. So here P is the instantaneous position of the particle at some instant of time t, and F represents the resultant external force on the particle at the position P. The particle is performing linear simple harmonic motion. This force is directed towards the mean position at all the instants and proportional to the displacement from this mean position. That means the displacement in SHM means position coordinate of the particle with respect to the mean position as origin of coordinate system. The term displacement as we use in simple harmonic motion will not exactly have the same meaning for the same words displacement which we used in the one-dimensional motion in kinematics, as discussed in the problems in kinematics and vectors. I mean in the first two chapters of mechanics, we say that, I mean at the school level also, displacement is a vector quantity having both magnitude and direction. The particle is in motion for a certain interval of time, then magnitude of the displacement of the particle is the shortest distance between the initial position and final position of the particle. So when the particle suppose moves along some path from one point to another point, then I am talking about the term displacement as you studied in the lower classes and also in the kinematics and vectors. If a particle is in motion for a certain interval of time delta t, suppose it moves from one position denoted by I to another position F in this time interval delta t, then magnitude of the displacement of the particle for this time interval delta t is the shortest distance between the initial and final positions of the particle, and direction of the displacement of the particle is taken from the initial position toward the final position. So, but here in simple harmonic motion, the word displacement does not exactly convey the same meaning as we use in kinematics. For example, if the particle is initially at some point T0 at t equal to 0 seconds, the particle is at the position P, for example, at t equal to another instant of time T1. Then displacement of the particle in the time interval T1 is not taken as, we don't measure from P0 to P. We say that at the initial instant, the displacement is equal to OP0 or OP0 bar is the initial displacement of the particle. Displacement of the particle at the instant when it is passing through the point P is taken to be equal to OP bar in vector form. That means the word displacement in SHM we mean to denote the position coordinate. The position coordinate of the particle with respect to the mean position as the origin of the coordinate system. That means if you choose the mean position or center of oscillations as origin, then the position coordinate of the particle at any instant can be taken as the displacement of the particle at that instant. So for a particle performing linear simple harmonic motion, the displacement is defined as the position coordinate or position vector of the particle with respect to the mean position of the origin of the coordinate system. That means OP bar is taken as the instantaneous value of the displacement of the particle at time t at the point P. That means direct of the displacement in SHM is always taken from the mean position towards the particle, and not from the, of course, in some example, the particle may be at the mean position at the initial instant, but not in every example of SHM. In some of the examples, in SHM, particle may be initial at one of the extreme positions, or it may lie somewhere between mean and extreme position. So displacement, we don't try to measure the distance between the initial position and final position. So displacement of the particle, I mean, when we use this term displacement in this chapter, simple harmonic motion, we mean it as the displacement from mean position. It is always measured to be from mean position. So direct of the displacement of the particle at any instant is taken from the mean position toward the particle. So if you choose the line along with the particle oscillates, for example, as y-axis, the line of motion of the particle as y-axis and mean position as the origin of the coordinate system, then displacement of the particle at the instant when it reaches the point P in the figure is OP bar. That we can write yj cap. J cap is unit vector along y-axis. But here we discuss all the examples only linear SHM, that means one-dimensional motion. So for the problems in one-dimensional motion, it's not compulsory to follow the bar notation or vector notation. So we write the force, displacement, etc. in SHM usually in the scalar notation, because all the vector quantities we talk about velocity, displacement, acceleration, and force. I mean, in the examples in linear simple harmonic motion, they are direct along same straight line. So therefore, we simply give positive sign for vector quantities in one direction and negative sign for vector quantities in the opposite direction. And we represent all the vector quantities, I mean displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, etc. in scalar form. Of course, sometimes we may also represent in vector form, it's not compulsory. But as per the notation used in board textbooks, we haven't tried displacement as y bar, we just write as y. So we mean the direction of this displacement means here position coordinate of the particle with respect to the mean position of the origin. So direct of the displacement at any instant is taken from the mean position towards the particle. So that means a particle performing linear simple harmonic motion. Again, I am repeating the definition from beginning. A particle performing linear simple harmonic motion oscillates to and fro or back and forth under the action of an external force, which is always directed towards the fixed point and proportional to the displacement from the fixed point. This fixed point is called as mean position. So a particle performing linear simple harmonic motion oscillates to and fro or back and forth about the fixed point under the action of an external force, which is always directed towards the fixed point and proportional to the displacement from the fixed point. So in the figure, O is a fixed point which we call mean position or center of oscillations, and P is the instantaneous position of the particle at time T. And Y is the instantaneous value of displacement of the particle measured from mean position. And F is the external, I mean resultant external force on the particle at the position P. So mathematically we can write the oscillatory motion of the particle along the straight line shown in the figure can be called as simple harmonic motion if this mathematical condition is satisfied. F is proportional to -5. So every example of an oscillatory motion will not be an example for simple harmonic motion. So an oscillatory motion can be called as simple harmonic motion only when this mathematical condition is satisfied. That means the oscillatory motion of particle can be called as simple harmonic motion. I mean linear simple harmonic motion when the resultant external force on the particle at any instant proportional to the displacement from the mean position and but acts opposite to the displacement from the mean position or center of oscillation. So the negative sign is used to indicate that the force acts opposite to the displacement from mean position. So we can put a constant of proportionality. So here K is a constant, positive constant. K is a positive constant of proportionality, which is called as force constant for oscillation. K is called as force constant of the oscillations. The value of K will be a constant for a given particle performing linear simple harmonic motion. That means in a given example of linear simple harmonic motion, the value of K will be a constant, will not change during the motion. So the negative sign is used to indicate that the resultant external force in the particle at any instant is always directed opposite to the displacement y from the mean position and proportional to the displacement y from the mean position. Of course, some of the textbook, the displacement from mean position may be denoted by x. In the present, I am denoting by letter y. You can use either letter x or y to denote the displacement from mean position. In case if we use letter x for displacement from mean position, then we write f as equal to minus kx. In case if you want to write in vector notation, then if you choose this line along with the particle oscillates as y-axis and the mean position as origin, then in vector form f bar you can write minus ky j cap, like that. J cap is unit vector along y-axis. But we try to represent in this way. Now, there are two methods of analyzing simple harmonic motion, discussing simple harmonic motion. So one method is a mathematical approach by which we are going to discuss first. The second method for discussing the expressions for velocity and acceleration of particle in linear simple harmonic motion is the geometrical method or reference circle method. This geometrical method or reference circle method I will be discussing separately in another class. So at present I am discussing the first method, I mean the mathematical approach of analyzing the simple harmonic motion. So from Newton's second law, the resultant, at present I use letter y to denote the displacement from mean position. From Newton's second law, the instantaneous acceleration of the particle is given by the resultant external force on the particle by mass. The external force which acts on the particle towards the mean position, simple harmonic motion, is usually called as restoring force, because this force tries to restore the equilibrium position of the particle. This mean position can also be called as equilibrium position, because at the mean position we write y equal to 0 and f equal to 0. The external force of the particle in simple harmonic motion tries to bring back the particle towards the mean position or equilibrium position. That's why we call it as tries to restore the equilibrium position. That's why we call restoring force. So instantaneous acceleration of the particle from Newton's second law can be written as equal to the restoring force of the particle by mass of the particle. So restoring force equal to minus ky. I denote mass of the particle by m. M is the mass of particle which is a constant for a given particle, and k is a positive constant for a given particle. So the ratio k by m is a constant, positive constant for a given particle in simple harmonic. Therefore, instantaneous acceleration of the particle in a linear simple harmonic motion is proportional to the displacement y from the mean position, but acts opposite to the displacement y from the mean position. That means the instantaneous acceleration of the particle in simple harmonic motion at any instant is always directed toward the mean position. That means the acceleration is directed opposite to the displacement from mean position. So an oscillatory motion, that means an example of oscillatory motion can be also considered as an example for simple harmonic motion if this mathematical condition is satisfied. That means if the instantaneous acceleration of the particle is always directed toward the mean position and proportional to the displacement y from the mean position, then the oscillatory motion can be called a simple harmonic motion. Now in the calculus notation, we write velocity and the differentiation form, as rate of change of position coordinate of the particle. So the instantaneous velocity of a particle in the examples of one-dimensional motion with non-uniform acceleration, particularly if we follow the calculus notation, we write v equal to dy by dt. So of course, any example of linear simple harmonic motion is also an example for one-dimensional motion with a non-uniform acceleration, because acceleration of the particle simple harmonic motion is not constant. It continuously changes in magnitude and periodically reverses in direction also. Instantaneous velocity can be done dy by dt. And instantaneous acceleration, we write it as you might have studied in kinematics, dv by dt. You can write v equal to dy by dt here. Therefore, instantaneous acceleration can be written mathematically as d square y by dt square. Therefore, the equation for instantaneous acceleration can be written as minus ky by m, a equal to minus, same equation. In this equation, you can write a equal to d square y by dt square. That is equal to minus ky by m. This equation can be called as differential equation for the particle in simple harmonic, differential equation of linear simple harmonic motion. So k is a positive constant, m is a constant for a given particle in simple harmonic motion. M is also, mass of particle is always positive. So k by m is a positive constant. Any positive constant can be also expressed as square of another positive constant. So mathematically we can write a as minus omega square into y. So where omega square is a constant for a given particle performing linear simple harmonic motion, we write omega square equal to k by m. Later we'll discuss the significance of this term omega, which will be called as angular frequency of simple harmonic motion. Now see, we are now mathematically investigating the equation for displacement as a function of time, which will satisfy this differential equation. So the instantaneous acceleration can be written as d square y by dt square linear simple harmonic, which we write it as minus omega square into y. That means y, displacement y from the mean position at time t can be expressed as such a function of time, so that when you differentiate y with respect to time 2 times, you get y, minus y multiplied with a positive constant. Now we'll discuss one term called displacement amplitude. The maximum value of the displacement of the particle from mean position or center of oscillations is called as displacement amplitude. The maximum value of the displacement of the particle from the mean position is called displacement amplitude, denoted by capital A. That means magnitude of the displacement amplitude is the distance between the mean position to one of the extreme positions. That means distance between the mean position and one of the extreme positions is called the magnitude of the displacement amplitude. So length of the straight line along which the particle performs a SHM will be 2 times the magnitude of the displacement amplitude. Simple harmonic motion is also an example for periodic motion because the motion repeats at regular intervals of time. The endpoints of the straight line are called as endpoints of the straight line along with the particle oscillates are called extreme position. This is one extreme position, this is our extreme position. So when the particle moves from one of the extreme position to the other extreme position and then again travels back to the same extreme position, then we can say that it has completed one oscillation. The particle moves from one extreme position to the other extreme position and then again travels back along toward the first extreme position. Then we can say it has completed one oscillation. And the time taken to complete this one oscillation is called time period of oscillations, denoted by capital T. The number of oscillations completed per second is called as the frequency of oscillations. Now, the displacement y from the mean position in simple harmonic motion can be expressed as cosine or function of time or sine function of time. There are 2 mathematical results which you need to remember. I mean, empirical students will be familiar with differentiation of trigonometric functions, but biology students may not be familiar with differentiation, much familiar with differentiation, but still the biology students also must read the introduction part discussed in the textbook about the differentiation or calculus. And you can also go through my class in differentiation meant for the biology group students, mathematics part. But still, I advise the biology group student, BPC student to remember 2 results related to differentiation, which we not only use in the problems in simple harmonic motion, we also use in some problems in wave motion and in secondary syllabus, and also in some problems in alternating current circuits, secondary syllabus. One result is that, of course, they must be already familiar with this result, d by dx of sin x, right, as cos x. But instead of simple function, if we are given that d by dx of sin of d by dt, instead of x is the variable here for differentiating. Here, instead of x, sometimes we have time t as in the differentiation. D by dt of sin of omega t plus some constant. Delta is a constant here which does not change with time. Omega is also a constant. This you can write it as cos d by dx of sin x cos x. Similar d by dt of sin omega t plus delta. So instead of x you have omega t plus delta. That means you write cos omega t plus delta. But at the same time you have to also multiply the coefficient of this t, omega. And d by dx of cos x. Some of you must be already familiar, minus sin x. But instead of x you have some function of time, linear function of time. D by dt of cos of omega t plus delta. Here omega and delta are constant, t the time or the variable with respect to which we are differentiating. So d by dx of cos x we write minus sin x. So d by dt of cos omega t plus delta, you can write minus of sin of omega t plus delta multiplied by coefficient of t. So these things you please remember or take them for granted because nothing related to physics part, it's only mathematics taught in differentiation. So MPH students will be familiar with these things. Biology students have to remember. Now see what I would like to, we are trying to see that what solution for y as a sine function of time will satisfy this equation or not. Suppose if you write maximum value of y equal to a, which is called displacement amplitude. Suppose if you, let us, I am considering one equation, I am just going to check up whether this equation y equal to a sine omega t plus delta will satisfy this above differential equation or not. So suppose if you take y as a sine omega t plus delta, then v are equal to dy by dt. Because a is the displacement amplitude which should be treated as a constant for a given particle in simple harmonic motion. You can put outside the derivative symbol when you substitute this value of y here. A into d by dt of sine of omega t plus delta. As I told you, d by dt of sine of omega t plus delta. You can write omega into cos omega t plus delta. Now, and d square y by dt square. Or you can also write as dv by. Because again you have to differentiate this above result. D by dt of a omega into cos of omega t plus delta. A omega is the constant, can be put outside the derivative symbol. A omega into d by dt of cos of omega t plus delta. D by dt of cos omega t plus delta. You see here, fourth one. Can be done minus omega into sin omega t plus delta. So you get minus omega square a sin omega t plus delta. We started with the equation y equal to a sin omega t plus delta here. We got the same y here again. That means you are getting d square y by d square equal to minus omega square y. That means if you start from this equation, you are arriving the above equation. What I would like to tell you is that the equation y equal to a sin omega t plus delta can be considered one of the acceptable solutions of the differential equation of simple harmonic motion. D square y by dt square equal to minus omega square y. So we have observed that the equation that is y equal to a sin omega t plus delta can be considered as an acceptable solution of this differential equation. That means this solution will satisfy the differential equation of simple harmonic motion. Or you can say this can be considered an acceptable solution of this differential equation of simple harmonic motion. Let us consider the other possible solution. I mean, if you consider the equation y, if you take y as a cos omega t plus delta, then dy equal to dy by dt. You can substitute a y equal to here a cos of omega t plus delta. It's not necessary for you to copy all this discussion. You only have to listen, just listen. I'll give you the summary of the discussion in my next class, which you can copy later, not now. So a can be put outside the derivative symbol, a into d by dt of cos of omega t plus delta. d by dt of cos of omega t plus delta, I can write minus omega into sin omega t plus delta. Minus omega into sin omega t plus delta. And d square y by dt square in standard calculation. This can be written as dv by dt. That is differentiating of y function second time. Now if you write here d by dt of, we can write v equal to minus a omega into sin of omega t plus delta. So minus a omega I can put outside the derivative symbol because it is a constant. d by dt of sin omega t plus delta. d by dt of sin omega t plus delta can become omega into cos omega t plus delta. So this you can write, again I am writing it above, d square y by dt square equal to minus omega square into a cos omega t plus delta. Now the present discussion, we started with the equation y equal to a cos omega t plus delta. That means this is y. That means minus omega square. That means what? If you consider the equation y equal to a cos omega t plus delta, you can observe that d square y by dt square can be written minus omega square y. That means what? Y equal to a cos omega t plus delta can also be considered as an possible solution for the differential equation of simple harmonic motion. It means the displacement of the particle from the mean position at time t in any example of linear simple harmonic motion can be expressed in one of the two standard forms, y equal to a sin omega t plus delta, or you can also write it the standard form y equal to a cos omega t plus delta. So the values of a, omega and delta are constants for a given particle performing simple harmonic motion. The values of a, omega and delta are constants for a given particle performing simple harmonic motion. The value a is the displacement amplitude, omega is a constant called angular frequency of oscillations, delta is a constant depends on the initial position of the particle. So if a particle is performing simple harmonic motion, I mean linear simple harmonic motion with the displacement amplitude a, and the equation for displacement from mean position at time t can be expressed in one of the two standard forms, y equal to a sin omega t plus delta, or you can also write it as y equal to a cos omega t plus delta, where the values of a, omega and delta are constant for a given particle performing simple harmonic motion. A is the displacement amplitude. So the value of delta depends on the initial position of the particle. In some of the problems, the particle may be at the mean position at the initial instant. Suppose if the particle is initially at the mean position and moving in the positive direction at t equal to 0, then if you write y equal to 0 using this equation, I mean starting with this equation, if y equal to 0 at t equal to 0, then y is 0 at the mean position at t equal to 0. That means we can take y equal to 0 at t equal to 0 if the particle is initial at the mean position, or if we start counting time and the particle is at the mean position. So that is you get a sin delta equal to 0, because a is a constant which is not 0, so sin delta is 0. So the first solution you can consider it as delta is 0. for next solution as pi, or like that, or 2 pi, and so on. So we will consider first solution, because if you take delta 0, then y can be written as s sin omega t. Then instantaneous velocity is given by dy by dt. That will be a omega cos omega. And at t equal to 0, velocity of the particle, that denoted by vi, that is initial velocity, a omega cos omega into 0. Cos 0 is 1. So that is a omega. So velocity is positive. That means if we start counting time from the instant when the particle passes the mean position in the positive direction, then displacement y from mean position at time t can be expressed by the equation y equal to s sin omega t. Or if we can say that if the particle performing linear simple harmonic motion is initially at the mean position, moving in the positive direction, and displacement y from the mean position at time t can be expressed in the form y equal to s sin omega t. So I will continue my discussion in my next class.